Tomb of the Spider Queen! Game on, everybody! We got the first game of the series between Granit Gaming and Inting for Ruby. And it seems that Breeze couldn't make it today, so they're playing with a sub-player here. We got Unforgiven. Smexy was earlier looking for someone that could play with them today, because apparently Breezy couldn't play. So, we got bans immediately against Marke here in Tomb of the Spider Queen. Seems like Inting for Ruby isn't really willing to go up against Mephisto. Inting for Ruby is currently last spot in the standings, and that is, yeah, they got a single point. I'm not sure if that's going to change today, because Granit Gaming is currently in 4th position in the standings and is trying to push their way into the top 3. For them, it's important to get a 2-0 victory here. And in case you're not quite familiar with the system, so right now we're down to the final 8 teams and they're playing a round robin with best of 2s. If you win the best of 2 with a 2-0, then you get 3 points for the leaderboard. If you tie with your opponent, each team gets a point. And at the end of the round robin, the top 3 teams advance to Paris to the offline final. In total, again, we're having for the Master Slash 12,000 euros in prize money. But the important part here is also that the other teams are not out immediately. There's a 4th team that will be sent to Paris, and that will be determined by a typical gauntlet play. So it's still pretty important that you move up the ranks a little bit and outlast, because it would make it very, very difficult to make it to Paris. But in this case, now they banned out Lucio and they banned out Vala, but as we already discussed in previous matches and match days, if you give Fish the chance to go for an Uther main tank, he is very, very much so going to take that opportunity. And now we got Maiev together with that. So, I like it. They're going for their own personal style here again. Obviously, they're still going to fight an uphill battle here, no matter what. But they're at least being true to themselves here. Now, as the bans come in, we got Sylvanas and Johanna on the right side. Unforgiven is going to play in the main tank role for them today here. And let me see what we're going to get as the 3rd ban. Okay, Leo is eliminated. They already have a lot of wave clear here. Leo could have dominated the bot lane even further. And they're actually targeting the side laners a lot. So they're targeting Wooby here. But Wooby could still go for the Space Goat. He could go for Urel. He could go for Dehaka. There's plenty of side laners he can still play. I mean, Hogger is up now too. So you could go for him if you wanted to. But in comes our last ban on the red team. So, Granit, what are they getting rid of here? What are you going to be afraid of? I was not quite sure. Typically, I would have said maybe even a ban on Kerrigan would have been not too bad, but yeah. Hat instantly with Gul'dan and Anduin with a Robin skin. Full on beta. Unbelievable. New Batman movie, by the way, isn't bad. Not bad. And I'm a bit on a Nirvana trip now again. Like, the soundtrack of Batman brought that back for obvious reasons. So yeah, the other day I was just like going through old playlists again and stuff. Listen to Nevermind, a bit of a trip down memory lane. Smexy with Karazim, he's back on his favorite support here. Yeah. Going full baldy. Once you go baldy, you don't go back. Actually, I shaved Smexy's head once. Now to be fair, he lost a bet. No, actually he didn't lose a bet, but he was drunk. I even have a video somewhere. He was, yeah, funny story for another day. But in the HTC times, Smexy's head got shaved by me personally. And I don't know, it looked good, but for some reason he didn't like it. If you get rid of a Sweet's hair, he is going, like, yeah, he's going to suffer. Anyway, can you imagine Breeze, for example? We could shave Anduin's head. That would be an improvement. Urel for Wooby, and we got Stitches by Galnagulnar. Tomb of the Spider Queen, everybody. Game number 1. Inting for Ruby against Granit Gaming. We are on Tomb of the Spider Queen, everybody, and on the left side it is Stitches. No Fish main tank, no. Instead we have... It's actually a weird combo if you think about it. So they're playing a double support. I guess Stitches is going to be played on the side lane at first. Galnagulnar on Stitches, Fish on Uther. They still got Anduin here. So they could also go Gorge and then pull the target out. Once that he drops away, it gets stunned. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Now we got Hat on Gul'dan, we got Alfredo on Maiev, And over on the right side of the map, it's Mako and Junkrat for Granit Gaming. Unforgiven subbing in today for Breeze. He's playing Sylvanas. We got Whoopi on Urel, Azerite on Johanna, and Smexy on Karazim. Okay. So, with that, bot lane. Yeah, they actually... I kind of like what we're seeing here. So first of all, the red team has immediately taken position here to slow the rotation down. Stitches was expecting it, so he moved the safe path, which also resulted in them losing a tower. So the attack of Sylvanas and Smexy's Karazim caught them a little bit off guard here. They didn't expect it at the bot lane, apparently. But it was nicely done by both teams. Granit, first of all, was trying to trap them on the rotation, and the blue team realized it and took the long and safe path over to the left side. But of course, all of those decisions then at the end of the day led to them getting a tower. Then again, we already got Stitches as expected now in that side laner position. I talked about it a second ago. So yeah, he has a bit of wave clear. He has the Devour. It's not your typical side laner, but then to be fair, sometimes you see Johanna in that position as well. Now, is he going to win that lane? Obviously not. Duh. But at the same time, as long as he doesn't lose it too hard, he's going to be okay-ish. The problem is with all these body blocks, I think we're going to have a dead Stitches in a second. And yes, they can recover the gems though. So that gives them later on in the game a bit of a heavy front line, and they can also use the double support that they're running here together with Stitches. There's a couple of advantages to this, but obviously needless to say that this is still a little bit out of the box draft that they are currently playing here. And Inting for Ruby, they have a couple of cheeses, they have a couple of these comms and preferences, but let's not forget that they are also at the bottom of the standings right now, going up against Granit Gaming, who have the ambition to push into the top 4. But there is a lot of danger that can come from that blue team's combo. You got a Horrify, you got stuns, you got a couple of slows, especially with Stitches later on in the game on Pulverize. You got the hooks, Uther's follow-up on it, and Maiev, who can always come in with a tether and do even more here. And there is certain plays that you can make whenever you're getting a Gorge out later on. So there's definitely a few things that can be done here. You gotta be careful. That's all that I'm trying to say there at the end of the day. Of course, Granit Gaming is the favorite heading into this battle. Now, from their point of view, we already have Subdue completed, which is in and of itself insane. So, yeah, Jojo is going to have mad value here. That's going to be insane value from Johanna. They go for Gulnar again. If you get Subdue completed this early in the game, I mean, have fun going up against it. That is an 80% slow. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. You're pretty much having a stun on that thing. Yeah, absolutely nasty. And they're already punching the bot lane out a bit. We got 50 gems now for Granit Gaming. And Sylvanas is already starting to take this here. So Unforgiven switched over to Sylvanas. These sheep mounts. The only replacement for the money. Oh boy. But yeah, so we got Azerite. He's the one currently on Jojo. Has to head back here. 2 kills to 0, as I already said. Turn in nearly done. They only need a single additional gem that gets delivered, and then they're Gucci. 14 stacks also for Gul'dan. Early game at least went well for him. Level... These fucking sheep mounts. It's a little bit like Junkrat, honestly. You're just like looking at the game, things are happening, and then all of a sudden Junkrat's like, Mah! And now in this case, you're just like not thinking anything, and all of a sudden it's like, Meh, meh, meh. It's the dumbest mount in the game, and I love it. Okay, there's level 7 on both sides now, but it is still a turn-in for Granit Gaming. So they're getting the first web weavers here. We have, by the way, a bit of a different approach for Stitches at this point. Again, keep in mind, he is playing side laner. Vile Cleaver on level 4 and the Purification on level 7. Not normally what you would see from him when he plays in the main tank role, but Gul'nar is literally just meant to sit at the side lane for the time being, get a little bit of extra damage in, hold that, and then just have that threat of the hook being present over and over again. So that's a bit of a play here. Now, either way, we got already our... I mean, this is a fort. This is not even a question anymore. This is a fort. Urel was sitting at the side, making sure that nobody would move down and flank up on them, but nobody even tried. So now with them taking fort number 1 out on the first objective already, they can focus onto the mid lane. And yeah, Stitches is now dealing with the bottom of the map. So he's trying to take that on. And apparently they want him. Yep, Urel is coming in. Push into the corner, bit of body blocking, and they got him. Yeah, they can just body block him into oblivion. That's exactly what they're doing. Another kill against Stitches, but that's the bad news. The rotation is coming. They are still willing to fight this. Junkrat isn't here, but this is a 4 versus 4. Unforgiven. This could be another couple of kills. But they kill Sylvanas at least. So Sylvanas is down. Finally a counter kill for Inting for Ruby. They take Sylvanas on. Level 10 is close though. And Junkrat has a lot of space at the top lane right now, which Make is using right away to take the gate down, go for a tower. Smexio, of course, is already double-checking what's happening around the camp here, has the mobility to get away easily, and Wooby is threatening Gul'dan in the middle of the map. But yeah, a lot to be done here, top side, and there's level 10. The 7-sided strike is in. So far, no surprises. The only question, of course, that still presents itself is what exactly Jojo's going to do. I mean, stun would go a long way here. If she can get a stun out, that's kind of nice. Of course, if you get gorged, then you got to be a bit careful. But that problem has already resolved itself because he went for Putrid Bile. So no gorge from him. We get the light bomb and the disc out. So Jojo doesn't have to be afraid of being eaten and needing an escape tool. So if she goes for the falling sword, then it's all about the engage. Turn in. Success? No, not successful. The flashlight. Okay. Yep, the hook also dodged. But nicely done. They interrupted it. Blessed Shield is in. And let's see if they can make that play. Great Wailing Arrow. Boy, that was awesome. The problem was there was no follow-up. If Jojo gets a bit closer in that moment, it's multiple kills. A Blessed Shield that bounces at that point, that would have been a disaster for Inting for Ruby. But they're starting to take these fights now, and we got the Space Goat isolated for a few more seconds now that the disc is out. Wooby is fine, Blessed Shield, bam, and Gul'dan is dead. The shield full in the face, needs a dentist appointment for sure. And as it turns out, also a coroner. 7-sided, saving Smexy for a moment, and also dissuading anybody from the blue team to follow up on him. 4 kills to 2, 1 hero down on each side. But, well, still enough gems for a turn in on the side of Inting for Ruby. And they got quite a lot, especially on Uther and Maiev. So now a chance to turn in right here. And they're already going in for that. Yeah, Mako also moving back out. Oh, careful. Keep that Maiev alive, boys. Blue Beavers are coming down. Whoopi, the horrifying. They can't get the kill. Nah. He still has his ult. He's... Oh, yes. Maiev with a disc. She needs to be real careful. If you have 34 gems, you can't really die. I mean, in this case, I would assume that somebody else from the team would still collect them. But yeah. So the first objective for Inting for Ruby, a chance to bring this back a bit and try and take it here. For now, we have them busy in the middle to defend. But also there's another attack coming towards the top with Gul'dan and his 29 stacks that he has on his level 1. Waiting, of course, for the Ruinous Affliction there, too. But, yep, so far so good. So they're starting to make the play for the top 4, but it doesn't really seem like they're going to be able to take one of the structures down. They can toy with the wall a bit and take maybe a tower and a gate, but the forts themselves are not really in trouble, especially since the bottom map Beaver was never really in a position to take him on in the first place. Apparently a couple of problems here for the team too. So I hope that we don't have any disconnect issues or anything like that. And apparently we do. Karazim dropped out. Smexy. How is he out and at the same time is the one that paused the game? So maybe he has to go for a little bit of a restart there? Not sure. Alright, and we're back. There's apparently a couple of problems on the side of Smexy, but he's fine now. Joking around that he is pretty much playing on a toaster here, and according to Wooby, that statement isn't too far off. Crazy wave clear, by the way, from Gul'dan. 81,000. Junkrat isn't looking too bad either. Look at Stitches, by the way. Stitches and Maiev, I mean, they're really chipping in on the wave clear as well. So, those waves are getting absolutely blown to pieces. Now, at the same time, we have another turn and opportunity, and this time for both of the teams. So this is more or less a battle of which team is going to get the second turn in first. Stitches with 3 deaths already. And I guess the battle was decided very quickly because the red team just turned in at the bottom. Make had plenty of gems, delivered them right away. And with level 13 on both sides, that gave them the opportunity now to make a bit of a move there. Yeah, with level 13, we are now getting the under pressure over here. So more and more damage for Stitches, really going Bruiser style with him. And once he gets his level 16, that is of course gonna give him a lot of utility too. So it's definitely gonna, it's an interesting approach. I gotta admit, they're doing way better than I expected them to as well, and partly this is also a tribute to them just playing their own style here. But they're of course losing ground regardless. At the bot lane, Maka is already going super deep here. They're attacking the keep, whereas Sylvanas at the top has absolutely no qualms taking the fort down, because obviously the blue team is nearly completely down at the bottom of the map. Maka is going to die for it, but they're buying so much time for the rest of them. It's nuts. I mean, top fort has fallen, mid fort is getting attacked right now as we speak, and up at the top, they're going for another keep here, and the keep at the bottom of the map is nearly destroyed. So this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. The structural damage that has just now been done to Inting for Ruby with this second objective for Granit Gaming is incredible. Absolutely incredible. They're down to their keeps now, and even their keeps are not looking good. Two of the keeps are, I mean, severely damaged. This one is at 50% HP, but the bot lane, that's a very different story. Whoopi is probably thinking if he can sneak in and somehow deliver the final blow. But then again, he has 22 gems. So first he should try and get rid of them and turn in. But it leads to a very big advantage in experience now as well for Granit Gaming. And that level 16 is sweet. Fish actually let that happen. What? Fish let the turn-in happen here. Okay. But they don't have enough gems for another one. There's level 16, and we get again the damage upgrade for Smexy. More damage for him. More damage, more better. 15,000 so far. Third highest damage dealer after Junkrat and Sylvanas on the team. And are they gonna make a play for it? Yeah, they're already sitting tight down here. Unforgiven is now moving in too. Nobody knows about it. They pushed the mid lane out first, and now they can sneak that keep at any point if they want. But of course, with everybody sitting in the middle, they know that the flank would be hitting them. So they're at least letting go for now. But they have a turn-in. They have a turn-in opportunity. They got enough gems for another turn-in, and they already started the boss up at the top, or at least checked up on it. Now there's no level 16 for Inting for Ruby yet. The second they turn in, the gist is up. Hat is dealing with the bot lane, and they know exactly what's happening. The turn-in is done, and now it's 16 versus 16, and they're going for the boss here. And with that, we have, as expected, already the Pulverize. But now that they took the Web Weavers, as long as they keep that boss alive and the blue team is up at the top, it means that they're not defending the bot in the mid lane. And that is bad. That's a keep at the bottom of the map. So they are doing a great job keeping the blue team topside. But at the same time, you gotta make sure that either the boss gets leashed or you win the fight. One of the two. Or you're gonna lose out heavily. So right now, there's the Riptire. 7-sided strike. They're zoning them out. Bot lane keep is in trouble. Uther is down. So is Karazim. Azerite dies on Jojo. Boss is, of course, not able to be taken any longer. Unforgiven was thinking about jumping in, decided against it. But they're getting the kill on Stitches, and that's multiple gems now that are lost. More than 20. And they're still following up with the pressure play topside, whereas the bottom keep is already gone. So the play is working out for Granit Gaming here. They force the blue team into a fight around the boss. They buy a lot of time for the mid and the bot lane. Whoopi still alive, hits his ult, occupies them topside, but two keeps are now gone. They won't be able to save this one either. Nicely done. 6 kills, 2-5. Core gets attacked, shouldn't really take any damage. But of course, now they are just way behind. We're 14 minutes in. There's going to be catapults on every single lane with every single wave, at least in the middle and down at the bottom of the map. And there's no counter pressure, absolutely none. There's not a single fort that has been taken yet from Inting for Ruby. They haven't taken a single one down. Stitches, 15,000 damage. Well, the entire build that he has a lot of siege damage. Actually, not really even that much. It's Khaldor that really gets the cake here for them. Yeah, the attempt to move in with Maiev and use also Anduin's ult to set that up. Light bomb play didn't really work, and Sylvanas with a Veiling Arrow kill against Uther. Nice! And they hope for more. Galnegulnar, he is about to die again. Kill number 5. Yeah, Maiev on 66 gems. Literally the ticket back in. And look at Smexy. Jumps after them and just punches them down. And that should be the end of the game. They go for Nox 2. The only survivor is Maiev, and she alone is not going to be able to pull this one off. Especially since we have the Storm talents now also for Granit Gaming. Sitting here with the Epiphany, with the Radiating Faith. And that is the lead in this best of 2 series for Granit Gaming. As Inting for Ruby gets defeated on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Inting for Ruby, a bit of a rough one. Map 1, yeah, wasn't really... They kind of fell apart there in the middle a bit. Once that the second turn in pushed through, the play around the boss was really well done by Granit Gaming. Now, keep in mind, this is also a little bit of a higher risk play because it can backfire quickly. If you lose the fight and they somehow get the boss, that would be a disaster. But just keeping them at the top lane this long worked really, really well. So you got to make sure if you make a play like this that you are always able to move away, let the boss leash, and don't lose too many heroes here. So now that we're heading into map number 2, the question is simply, can Granit Gaming lock in 3 points, or do they have to share the points with Inting for Ruby? This time they smarten up a little bit on the preferences of Fish and ban out Uther after they ban Lucio, so no Uther main tank this time. And with Battlefield of Eternity, of course, there's going to be a lot of fights in the middle of the map. And yeah, what's Maka gonna play here? Yeah, with subs coming in quite a bit, as always the question, how does that impact the way that you play in the game, the way that you're drafting? Oftentimes it's associated with role swaps, of course, too. So, yeah. But anyways, first pick. So map choice was made by Inting for Ruby, so they went for the map. That's actually interesting. Map choice and we get Battlefield of Eternity. So, okay, let's see what the game plan is here. Do they have some kind of weird cheesy strategy for a map like Battlefield that they could use? Hanzo instantly locked. So that's already solid damage on the Immortal. I mean, we've seen the Hardos on our Oxygen Esports with a lot of hammer plays lately. Maybe they're trying to sneak something like that in. But you already have an arrow now against you. Bambi and Hogger. Okay. Bambi's in the house. We're getting Lulnara. I'm not seeing anything crazy here yet. Battlefield of Eternity as a map choice, like giving up first pick first ban to pick Battlefield of Eternity just seems a bit weird because I don't really know what you could throw against them that they wouldn't expect here. I must feel really confident, just okay on the map. But it's also, I guess, partly my fault because in my head I always associate Inting for Ruby with, you know, trying to get like some like getting their own style out. This Uther main tank is not really played in Europe all that much anymore, and they're one of the few that really just enjoy playing that style and have also success with it. Because I mean, for all troubles that they have here in the standing, let's not forget they made it into the top 8, right? So that's an accomplishment in and of itself. Karazim again for Smexy, and we get Muradin this time. So Stormbolt into a 7-sided strike as an option. They ban out Sylvanas, and they also got rid of Marcus Liming, which makes also perfect sense. Okay. No really surprising picks. I mean, Lunara, straight up meta, Hanzo meta, Muradin here as well. Karazim is the one where you could argue, alright, that's a little bit out of the box, but then again, Smexy is playing it a lot, and we've seen it from other teams now too, so it's not like that is really a shocker. Hogger obviously here too. So up to now we haven't really seen any curveballs being thrown. But that could of course change now. Didn't they just the other day play Cho'Gall? Didn't they play in one of the Masters Clash matches Cho'Gall? Was that them? I remember that we had like one game there after the Masters Clash. Ah, we get a Vala. They go for their Vala style again. Yeah, we had that a few times already. Okay, cool. And I think they played it also, despite the fact that they didn't have a double support, with an auto attack. So, Rega and Red Riding Hood. Could still go for Greymane, by the way. Wooby has, for the top lane, I mean, Urel is still up. Could go for the exact same hero again. And Maiev and Sonya. Okay. Maiev and Sonya. Yeah, that's a lot of damage here. A lot of control again. And you can just stun and tether everybody into a leap or Kharazim 7-sided strike. I mean, assuming for the moment that Wubi is going to have some fun and go for leap. Could obviously still pop out with more traditional ult. But yeah, anyways, Fish as the last pick, so they still need the main tank. They don't have anything here yet. But there haven't been any main tank bans outside of Garrosh, so yes, there's Tyrael. And that sets us up for game number 2, everybody. So let's head straight in. Battlefield of Eternity. Map number 2. Time to see if Inting for Ruby can put a point on the board. That's the cool thing about the best of 2 is that every single map matters. You can't just slack on the second map all of a sudden because you're in the lead and you assume that you can win a potential third. So one mistake and you are losing points. On the left side, we now got Nox on Rega. We got Galgulnar on Hogger. Fish is playing Tyrael. Pablo Vitar, aka Alfredo, is playing Lunara. And we get Hat on Vala, whereas over on the right side of the map, it's Mexi on Kharazim for Granit Gaming. We have Azerite on Muradin, Unforgiven on Hanzo. Wubi is playing Sonya, and we got Make on Maiev. Arrow build for Vala this time, trying to burn down the Immortal, and already starting things off with an initial stack as he gets the hit in against Make. Okay, so here's the moment and the opportunity now to try and steal a few points away from Granit Gaming, but Vala instantly dies. Damn. Got a stack for it though. Okay. So they got 1 stack, but boy, that was a quick one. So first blood for Granit Gaming. They are able to get the first one in here. Vala is already gone. That's one way to slow her stacking down a little bit. Can't stack when you're dead. Okay, and there's the next tether. The tether, he looks for the Stormbolt, and yeah, zoning Stormbolt in this case. I mean, they're trying to do what they can here, but it's always the same aggression that we're now seeing from the red team. They're literally just attempting to engage with Make, get the tether going, follow up with Muradin, drop the stun, and then get the damage in with the rest of the team. So, here we go. They are fighting again at the bottom of the map, but the rotation is there, and they still kill Vala. What the hell? It's a 4 versus 4 all of a sudden. Wubi is still at the top lane, trying to get a camp for the red team, but down here they're losing this one too. Tyrael is dead. This is a disaster. They take Hogger down. Not like this. Mexi low, 9 HP. They kill everybody. Everybody's dead. Smexy is pausing the game. I think he needs a new pair of pants after those plays. 9 hit points. Oh my god. While Smexy is changing his underwear, let's talk a little bit about how bad that actually is for the blue team. Right now, they lost 6 heroes. The entire team died down there. 6 heroes are gone. We have now everybody just coming back into the game. At the same time, we had 1 camp claimed at the bottom of the map. We have another claim taken topside. Wubi is already pushing this out. So they are ahead by 1.5 levels at the 2-minute mark. And the camps are pushing. Oh boy, like how do you deal with this? I mean, the fact alone that Vala now died 2 times and didn't have a chance to do anything in regards to stacking, that's already bad enough. 3 stacks is just not a lot. So yeah, this is real rough. Wubi on the money pick topside. He's gonna do his thing here. Yep, they're taking the tower down. By now, we got Vala with the repeating arrows, so that is definitely helpful. But Hogger now... Oh boy, Jesus. They killed the solo laner with that rotation. That forces Lunara to move towards the top. And Wubi is getting more damage in against structures. I mean, even before the first mercenary camp moves topside, we have, I mean, pretty much both towers down. That one is not gonna make it much longer either. Oh, whoa. Tire level lead already. Damn. Yeah, that's gonna be a difficult game for Inting for Ruby, to put it mildly. I mean, game number 1 fell apart in the mid game, but right now it seems like they are definitely affected by it. They are in trouble here. They're really in trouble. So they're trying, of course, to go for a couple of counter kills, but they're trying to also make all of this happen before the red team locks in level 7, because then you can't fight. it's gonna be too difficult. So yeah, either way, we got for now still the Immortal down to 50. Obviously Hanzo is doing his thing and is winning the halftime show for the red team, so they're pulling ahead on that end too. There's still no level 7, so that's the one good news for Inting for Ruby, that so far the entire battle has been fought without the talent advantage for Granit Gaming. But guess what, with Maka now moving towards the top, he's collecting the XP, and there it is. So they got the extra talent, they have level 7, and they're immediately looking for some aggression again. And that leaves Inting for Ruby with only one thing to do, and that is trying to reduce the damage a little bit by taking the hit points off the Immortal here. Hat goes a bit too deep, gets attacked, and gets killed. Too much dive, and he doesn't have the mobility here. Gets immediately tethered by Maiev. Murden didn't even have to go for the Storm Bolt. Smexy is, of course, following up with big damage and follows up a little bit too much here. Nearly dies for that one. But yeah, he's still alive. 8 kills to 1 and damage through the bottom of the map. Now, at least the level 7 talent is now available for the blue team. That also leaves us with Vala having the extra damage on the Immortal for the next objective. So that's something that they can utilize. But either way, this is rough. They are like... I mean, they're not going to lose the fort here, I would assume. So there's at least that. But we'll see. Either way, they need kills. They need kills and they need to bring this back. And they need to make sure that their own boys stay alive. So already a little bit of damage against them here. All the way towards the top, we got Wooby guarded also by Smexy, so they were trying to go for Galnagulna again. And we've been here before. We've been here before. And this time, at least the blue team gets the camp. Okay. But yeah, that's a bit crazy. Now, either way, we got 8 kills to 1. 10 stacks at least for Vala, so there's that. And all the way up at the top, they're trying to go for him again. I mean, everything is softened up already a bit, so it's not really too bad yet. The problem is... oh, damn. Oh dear. Bambi is down, and they are about to hit level 10. Now, I do believe that by the time that the Immortal is up on the map, they should have level 10 as well. But it's still tricky, and now that they're trying to go for another fight here, they hit Storm Talents, not Storm Talents, Heroics. They take Vala down again. Vala is getting farmed. Vala is getting absolutely farmed here. And they have Leap. They went for the aggressive play, so now they got Leap, they have the Disc, they have the Arrow. They can go for even more engage, and it's 10 seconds for the Immortal, so there's absolutely no way for the blue team to get to heroic abilities. Maybe during the halftime show they can pull it off, now that the lanes are pushing in. But it is just nasty. Granit Gaming is trying to make this a quickie today. They're going for a bit of a speed run here. Yeah, Murden is just guarding the Immortal, making sure that the blue team doesn't get any tricky ideas here. But as it stands, they're also invading. There's another camp to be taken. Nice dodge on Hogger, at least on the stun, but he still gets hit by the damage as the Hanzo arrow connects. Bit of a mistiming here against Vala after the disc was hit, so the Storm Bolt doesn't connect, but they don't even need it. They kill her again. And, I mean, if you're playing for Inting or for Ruby, at this point, you must have just lost all faith into this one. Maximum shield. Not a single hit point taken off the Immortal, so maximum shield for this bad boy, and this thing is gonna hit like a fucking truck. We are only 7.5 minutes in, so it doesn't scale really all that much, but if you have at that point in the game already 100% shield, this fort is toast. This fort is absolutely toast. Vala is currently spending more time in the Nexus than she spends on the map, and they are looking for more and more kills here. So, yeah. There's that. Same time now, Azerite keeping them occupied in the middle, which means that there's fewer people at the bottom of the map that can defend, and Vala is gone. Smexy at least dies too, so they're getting a bit too greedy here. At this point, it seems that Granit Gaming is just having a bit too much fun. So Azerite has to pop his ult. Now that Wooby is coming in, don't tell me. Leap! And goodbye, Rega. Rega got wrecked, and well, that's another kill for them. And in the meantime, Bambi is trying to somehow deal with that bot lane pressure. But one of the towers is already down, and I guess the gate is gonna fall. So they are positioning to go for the camps again. 2-level lead pretty much. Make it 1.5. 14 to 3 kills. There's level 13. Smexy is of course going to go for the added damage on level 16 once that he can. But yeah, it's just nasty. And Vala sitting at 14 stacks only. Now, Jesus. this fucking mount. 6 deaths on Vala. I think Smexy is just going to chase that down time and time again when he has his level 16 talent. That's going to be the name of the game for him. 26,000 for Hanzo, by the way. Yeah, they're taking all of the camps on the map currently. Yeah. And, yeah, down at the bottom of the map. They're trying to push this one out. Fish with Sanctification, but so far these places didn't really work out the way that they intended. 23,000, that's the top damage on the blue team, and we are seeing it on Hogger. So they're not trying too far behind on that at least, but then you look over to Maiev, and yeah, she's pretty much bringing in the same numbers. Double camp towards the top. Objective not announced yet, just a little bit of scouting, a little bit of prodding and prodding. And bot side, there's again Sonya. Bye bye Bambi! Well, what? Yep, there we go. Smexy with a big kick. And that's another kill. So Bambi is down. They just baited her to the bottom of the map and they instantly punish her. Don't you dare touch our minions. 15 kills to 3 now. And the objective is announced again. Do they get 16 at some point with that? I don't even know. They're not really farming minions. When they need experience, they're just killing heroes. That's how they're doing. Granit Gaming is just sitting there. It's like, wait a second. You're telling me I get XP when I take minions down? Huh. I thought you would just kill heroes for that. Isn't that how you do it? That's how we do it. Is that how everybody does it? So yeah, they have a bit of a different style now as they are approaching the game. By the way, just like me for a second here, but if you look at the experience distribution, it's not really that far off. It's 10,000 off, but yeah, it's a lot closer than you would think. So okay, so here we have it. Halftime show is already over. Blue team is losing ground, and they're losing ground quickly. And they can't also like delay this because level 16 is half a level away. With the talent advantage, can you imagine what Smexy is doing there? Arrow and Bambi is, oh, saved by the Sanctification. Good shit, nicely done, Fish. But Hogger is dead. Fish with a play to save Lul Nara, and then the kill against Hogger. And now they're going for Tyrael too. And Azerite mistimes these stormbolts a little bit. Not that it matters too much, they still got the kill. But yeah, Whoopi is just doing his thing. Is like, boys, I got a hot date. I'm on a timer here. We need to go for the objective. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Stop looking for kills here. Yeah, they got level 16. Also got the way of the 100 fists now, and just like that we got an objective with nearly 100% shield, a level 16 talent advantage, and they got at the bottom of the map now also a camp that pushes in. So yeah, there it is. They are looking for the fight here. That didn't really work out. Azerite is still fine, and he easily hops out. Went into the dwarf launch over here. Yep. That's bad news. Bottom keep is already getting attacked. Hogger pulls a Houdini. 1 second he's there, then he disappears, and he's not alone. They're pretty much all disappearing at this point. I mean, they're all just disappearing. Vala is dead too, and Bambi is the only one that made it out. But just look at how quickly they are biting the dust here. Bottom keep is still in play, but the one at the top is obviously going to get destroyed. Already gone, and they are moving towards the core here. This is going to be game 12 minutes. Nicely done. Granit Gaming with a 2-0 victory, so they are able to lock in another 3 points for the leaderboard and still attack the top 3 here. I like it. They are still diligent about it, attacking the top 3, trying to qualify directly. Nice victory here on Battlefield of Eternity for the red team, and very, very well played and an incredibly aggressive performance.